In continue of last week, I'll just summarize it a bit and add a bit more. And if we have time, we talk about vibration. And then we go back to our discussion about happiness. Right? In life, we have, let me just draw a simple line here. We have horizontal life, horizontal line of life, which here would be the birth, and here would be the this. Like, for example, 0, we start, or Monday, at least 1 hour, 1 second, I don't know, 0. And then let's imagine 70, is it enough? 35, okay. At least we use our retirement. Okay, 75, we die. Now, imagine that that's a horizontal line of life. Now imagine that we have vertical life. Let's see what is the vertical and what is the horizontal life. Okay, from the 0, I start gaining information, learning how to go to toilet is one of the hardest one when we were a kid, right? It was very, very hard to find out how to go, where to go alone in the big hole there, sitting there. It was trouble, isn't it? It was. It's very hard for kids to learn it. Okay, learn how to pee, how to poo, and all that stuff, then how to walk, and then how just still, any age we are, 40, 50, 60, we still have to learn more stuff, work, writing, schools, high schools, skills, finding friends, how to marry, all this stuff. Now, on 75, when we die, we go to down there. Okay, we lose. What do we lose? Whatever we gain, right? Nothing. If I gain a home, house, car, I just lose all of them. Family, friends. Now, the question is, what is really a spiritual life? What is the quality of life? What do I get in this life then? Whatever I get, I lose it. Now, imagine now how would be the vertical life or quality of life. Okay, let's see, as a soul, I'm just coming here to this body at the 0 age. And then at 75, I leave the body, right? Now, whatever is in this physical world, even emotional world, mental world, here, whatever we have, whatever we gain, we lose all of it. Nothing would, we can have them, right? There is only a change between the soul at this age and this age. The soul, not the body. For example, I didn't have patience, and I learned in the life to be patient. That's a virtue I gain in this life. I cannot leave it here, right? It's part of me now, part of my psyche, part of my psychology, part of my soul. Now, then, I'm saying, okay, when I start my life, my soul might not have patience. It was, for me, like, it was my case. And then I gained it. But when I'm living here, I still have it. That's called the quality of life. Job, we lose it. Wife, we still lose it. Mother, father, body, we still lose it. We don't own anything in this world. We just temporarily come here. 75 is good, sometimes 20, 30, 40, I don't know. Whatever we lose, it's good to keep it, but we're not owning. Do you own your house, Hakim? Not really. Even right now, the bank will own it. But even if you pay off the mortgage, you're still not owning the house. Because 50 years later, for sure, you don't own the house. You're just managing whatever you have, right? If you see yourself really as a manager, if they give you a singing bowl like this, you cannot say, I own that. Because 10 minutes later, you might be died, or something happened, or life. Even if you don't die, some other stuff might happen. Then you lose this singing bowl, right? Then, I'm saying, okay, I'm now living here, I'm managing. I'm just managing how to live in this house for another 10, 20, 30 years. But the quality of life is, for example, I was always telling lies easily, right? To gain some benefit, to gain money or something, I was just lying easily. And then with life, I learned to be honest. Let us example. I learned how to be generous. I learned to not how much to control the anger and be happy. Because if I'm living this life all angry and complaining, then when I leave, that complaint is part of me, isn't it? It's not really life. It's my mind. Or we go a bit higher, it would be my psyche. Psyche is soul. The meaning is the same actually. The psyche would have that quality. Then, I'm saying, okay, whatever you do in your life to manage your life, actually it doesn't matter. Just manage it. Just manage your life. In this class, I'm saying, okay, when you leave your body, I want you to have more values than when you start your life. Make sense? That's called the vertical line. Vertical line is the quality of the life. It's not just the things happening to me on life. Now, a simple question then. My life was living. Why? Because I want to gain something in my soul, psyche, in my soul. I want to just improve my soul from this step to this step. Now, whatever is happening there, I'm not saying it doesn't matter, but it's not permanent. It's not part of me. It's just temporary. Right? Now, the question is, should I live the vertical life or horizontal life to get the vertical life? No, not necessarily. Vertical life can be perfect even. But the quality of the horizontal life, sorry, I just mixed up. The quality of vertical life is important. Everyone gets married in some days or some age, almost everyone. Some get divorced, some get continued to their death. But that's not a value. Everyone get married. Everyone have girlfriend, boyfriend. The value is how much happiness I had in my life. That's in my soul. How much anger, complaint, resentment all that's jealousy and fight, the fight between me and my wife, we just both forget after 5, 10 years or even days maybe. But part of me, I created in my psyche a fight. The fight might be pride, jealousy, or something. It doesn't matter. Now, then the whole life, if we have a look on the life, the normal life, I would say it's suffering. It's all suffering. You enjoy life. Yeah, people are enjoying life, or they think they're enjoying life. But do they have seen a better life to compare? Okay, if someone is born in like Africa or India or China, in a very poor family, they just live, they're okay, because they haven't seen like Australian how they live. If they see TVs or somewhere, or if they come here, then they say, wow, this is a disaster. Now, do we have? Because we learn only through compare. We're limited to compare. Now, always use an example. Imagine if there is a cell, a prison, and a person and a mother is there. Pregnant mother is inside the cell. The child can be born in there in the prison. So one cell. Then the child is playing there, going up there, right? Now he's 30 years old, imagine, and his life was in the prison. They told him, do you want to go, leave? Yeah, I'm happy here. Said, okay, maybe something happening there, be outside. They said that there is a monster out there. But what's wrong with here? So there is no light. It's just dark prison. They said, no, there is. 2 times a day, the gardener or the soldier is coming and opening the window and give us food. That's you see light. Now the whole perception of this person is just too limited what we have experienced. Now, one day if we take him out, say, okay, just leave this cell. Usually people are scared to leave whatever they have. Then they would see something else, then they realize. Now, tell me that, can you imagine a better life? Let's have a look on the life with all problems from another view. I know we should be very thankful to God to give us this life, but I want you to, at the same time, see the suffering under this life too. We start with a body. First of all, it's limited to this body. We cannot live, we cannot fly, we cannot go to the different dimension. We don't understand anything from the world. The world is too big. Not even dimension, even just physically. Just sun is there, we cannot go there. We're just limited to this body, and we just used to have to this body and stick to this body. And then this body, okay, it's fine, we're just happy with this body, but the body usually are not happy. Just 30, 40 years old, start back pain, I don't know, hand pain like me now, surgery. Now, is it a problem that you have to eat 3 times a day? Doesn't bother you?
Only if you don't have the time or you don't have the food to eat. It's a problem.
I know you're enjoying having food, but it's a suffering. First of all, we're always killing something else to survive. Every creature in earth is killing something else to survive. We don't care. We're killing the sheep and cows and everything, every animals. We don't care really, right? They don't care too. And what's happening to us? We're just always slaughtering easily. The human being is slaughtered easily on earth, like the Ukraine and Russia war right now. I don't know how many people have been killed. every people is killed. Sickness, corona is coming just like we slaughtered sheep. Corona did too. It just, we are now in a good king, as a king of the earth. We're just doing more. They did less, but we all always sickness. We have to go to a school. Isn't it a pain? Homework, learning, the whole life is a stress. And we're just not even experience happiness. We don't have happiness. We don't experience happiness. Always my mind, or our mind, is just talking to us and making problem. Now, mother and father getting old isn't a problem, right? They get sick, and even we are living in the heaven on earth. Australia is here like a heaven, isn't it? Isn't that hill? Isn't it? Is. It just maybe 1% of the world are in here. 20 million people are here. Not all that 20 people are in heaven, but still Australia is just very, very one of the limited source on earth. When we go to like Africa, people are dying from hunger. You go to China, they work like a machine. And you know, wow, 1.5 billion people. They're all, lots of them are like a village. Some of them, they don't have TV yet, right? They just have to work. They have to work to create iPhone for us. And for cheap. We get iPhone so cheap, right? Because they're working too much, right? They get nothing for working all day, the Chinese. Somebody on YouTube asked how much just the hardware of an iPhone would cost for Apple. Do you know the answer? I said like probably I get it 1,500, maybe 500, right? Not the planning and designing stuff in America, just the China part which produced this one. It was amazing. He said $10. I couldn't, for a phone, for just the hardware. I'm not talking about the people sitting in America or US designing and planning, or not that part. Just this, just the Chinese part, just the manufacture. Now, anything else? Sometimes you go to like AliExpress. I've seen that. I bought something for 99 cents with the post from China to here, manufacturing, posting. If I give like Arya $1 to just say, okay, I give you $1, just put this whiteboard marker there. Sometimes it's worse to do it. But from China with all manufacture is something, it was something like this, like this dress. But anyway, now the whole earth, okay, now we don't have a war, but people do have war. Just have a look. Now, every little part of, you want to get married, is it successful? Because when you get married, then you cannot separate, and you don't know the quality of the wife or husband you're spending to, right? You're just sharing whatever you have, happiness, money, everything with someone which actually you don't know. You know, in some level, but not much, right? Then after the marriage, you realize, oh, she have a cancer, for example, right? I had with my wife had a very great sickness, and she died, and it was like 5 years of suffering. Now, this is happening to all these humans. Even normal people, just one day I was imagining, oh, how is that I have to eat 3 times a day? Do I just eat all and then get rid of it, remain, to just be able to walk And for that food, I have to spend time. I have to go shopping. First, I have to work and then go shopping and then cook. You know how much time I'm wasting on food? Just to be able to walk. If you have the suffering of the life, you realize that's too much. The whole life is suffering. That's another topic for another section. Now, just for referring to this, right? You get the idea, right? Life is suffering, isn't it? Life is not somewhere that, isn't it, Arya? You're still young, but still you can see the suffering, right? You get my age, then you see a lot more suffering. Okay. Now, every little piece of this life is suffering. Now, there is two choice. I am just suffering, and I go dying. I born, go, some level go up, get to the 30 years, it's the best, and then 30 to 50, and then 50 goes all pain. Okay, 50, in a few months I will be 50, and I'm still there, still good, but to this year I had one surgery on my hand and I have another one soon. Anyway, still that's good. We are in Australia, we have insurance, it's almost free and not paying much for surgery. Otherwise, my hand had pain because, I don't know, the ligament was torn. And then I had to suffer all my life. It was 100 years ago. Still, it's good. Or even if I was in India, probably I didn't have money to go and do the surgery, right? Well, even maybe Iran, I don't know. But here, it was good. But still, I know just some people are having better life. I'm talking only horizontally. Now tell me, people in heaven, in Australia, they get enough money, there is no war, there is more kangaroo than human, that's very good, right? We have enough land. It's the best country in the world, I experienced at least. I know there is some other good countries too, not insulting to them. But, now, in this country, now tell me, how many people from these 22 million people are really happy?
Small amount.
Yeah, small amount. That's funny, because I'm saying, okay, do you need anything better than Australia in Earth? Nope. And we all are young. We are not like 70 years old even. Now, in this time, we're experiencing life, and we don't see happiness. We are just going a bit happy and just sad and happy. But the amount of the complaint and the amount of every problem we are experiencing in the best place in the world, in the best age, we are at least, in the best top age in the world, right? We don't experience the happiness. Now, something wrong with us, isn't it? Okay, the problem is then people, they don't have pain or suffering much. They don't look for the problem. They don't look for the issue or elevating the soul. When they get to the bottom of hell in earth, like, I don't know, India, China, or they're in the hell, right? Kind of. When someone is there and saying, God, I wish I had a bit of money to survive, that I can raise my vertical line, my psyche, my soul. I wanted to have better soul. But now I'm just dying here. If I don't lie, I cannot survive. Right? Now we are there where they usually wish. We are there. We do nothing. Right? We do nothing because we don't care. We don't have the enough pain and suffering to push us to go up. That's funny. We just round the earth and it just round. And now, again, my question. The soul born in this world and the soul dies in this world. The amount of value when we die minus the amount of value when we born would be the outcome of this life. You happy with this formula? Isn't it? Okay. Now, tell me that when a kid, the soul in the kid is just happy. Now, how many souls in the grave are happy before the grave, before going there? Just 10 minutes before dying. How many are happy? Now, they don't gain happiness. They don't get peace. Right? Because the peace, some people are just wishing to die to just get peace after life. Which, that's a bit funny. Because we have no time to work to have peace right now. No one gets any value after this. There's no value there. That's just judgmental. Not talking about after this right now. But that would be the judging. They say, okay, 75 years we gave you 75. I'm just talking on behalf of the God. 75 years we gave you the best place in the world. We gave you wife. We gave you work. We gave you money. You had home. Okay, what was wrong with you? Why you haven't had any improvement? Okay, that's the first question. And if you cannot answer, we should go to hell. Right? Okay, tell me who can go to heaven then? Okay, I don't think we.
I didn't know I have to do something else.
Yeah, exactly. Now we are in this class. We're not talking about really the horizontal life. If you don't have a job or how do you want to get money, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the vertical life, the quality of the soul in each level of the life. However, when vertical line go up, the whole life horizontally go up, right? It's just if you imagine it on the it's like, say for example, I'm right now my level of the life is 0. I'm just going to this level, right? If I go -10 angry, then I continue here. Then I'm going happy, then I continue here, right? Then I get resentment or jealousy or if felt compare or pressure, stress, anxiety, continue here. Then I go here. The vertical line is the quality of each moment of the horizontal life. Now, then everyone should go this line. There's not a chance to not go this line. But the quality of this line, who can make that quality? It's not life. It's not God. It's just me and you. I make this quality, right? I make this quality to just go up, right? Be happy or be sad, complaining or, I don't know, appreciating. And it's funny what people are living usually in the vertical line down there in the hell. Let me just give you a real example. You know the school, you guys know the Farsi part of the school. It's pretty active. Lots of people are working, writing books, radio, site, and everything. You know, you think that with all this stuff, which is all free and all helping, lots of people are helping other people to have a better quality of life, do you think, what was the objection today I got from the student, new student? He said, why in the article you wrote it men, you didn't write it woman? You are racist. Sexist, yeah, sorry. Yep, you're sexist. And then I said, okay, I'm really sorry. What I in the article I said men, and I said this is just a word, and it's including men and women. That's set in.
Right, and you have E or A when you said man. Was it letter E or letter A?
It's in Farsi, but it's A. It says man, right? It's just the word we used because we used. Anyway, I explained. I said, okay, this is just a word. Just get the meaning of the whole article, right? But by the way, I just said it there. I meant both. He said, yep, you meant. She responded again. Yes, you said both there. You included there, but you could put a woman there, and then you said, I meant men and women. Okay, I said, I was thinking. I didn't respond it yet. He said, okay, see, I'm coming here to explain. Let me give you another example. I went to a seminar. We talked 8 hours, teaching all stuff about vertical. And then when it's finished, someone said, I was dressed like this, a t-shirt and a jean. Someone said, why don't you have a suit? If you are really a teacher, a good teacher, you should have a suit with a tie. And I said, what? 8 hours I talked about something else. You just saw this, right? Now, that's the problem coming from if someone is living at the same time down vertically, down there, they don't appreciate what you give them. They just find the problem. And they just reported the issue and they want to fight, right? That's the quality of life. Even I'm saying, okay, I spent the whole, like me and 70, 80, 90 people, spend the whole life, whole time, to just give something to help someone. What people are not appreciating. The reason is the quality of life of that person, it's deep down in hell, which even you give them something free, which you don't give anything free in Iran or even nowhere, they don't appreciate. They said, why is it like that? Why is it like that? Now, every moment we see the different level. We see our psyche in a different level. Now, the total of whatever we have negative value here and positive here, the total of this line at the 75 years old, imaginary this time, the total value would be your value. Do you need to God to investigate how was your life? Or you just know it. You just get there, you lose the body, you just have a look, you said, oh, wow. Yeah, I was not happy with my wife, I was not happy with my work, with my boss. My boss was, I don't know, he was not good anyway. And my colleague, he was just jealous all the time, he was doing this and this and this. You just look at the life, the whole life in a second, and then you just realize that how much you're happy or how much value you have actually. That's the summary. And I had this experience. It's kind of near this experience, but once in astral, when I was younger, that happened to me, and I thought I lost my body, and I've seen my life quickly. And then I came back and I woke up. But it was very interesting, because I could see all my life and all my problem. When I was there in this body, in that moment, because I was at a negative vertical line, I was like fighting with my mother, right? I was telling something which I shouldn't, and saying, I was complaining, I was crying, all that. And then I was saying, what I'm doing? Then I was watching it from outside. I said, that's not right, why are you doing? I was seeing my poor mother, just listening to me and just crying inside her heart. And I was saying, why? But anyway, that's just, I realized the value I created, that's the second point I'm making, the value I created based on every action and thought and speech to someone else. That value was also part of my value, isn't it? Which kind of in a Buddhism culture we call it karma. Karma is the value I created in you, or I created in earth. I planted a tree, I killed a sheep. All of them are the values of me. Made some animal suffer, made some, I don't know, I have a pet, I help him. And usually we have one pet and we kill 1,000 animals. That's the value of animal. But anyway, we just helping other nature stuff. They all are the values. Then, value of my soul, very simple. But then in Islam, they talk about when you die, they just show you what you have done. But I think that's a bit late. I'm just telling you, just check it right now, right? When the Prophet Muhammad said, do it every night. Just evaluate what you have created in you just before you die, because every night we die. We talked about that still later, how every day when we die, every night we die, right? We just sleep. It's just a temporary die. You don't die, 7 hours, and then you come back, resurrect again. Anyway, now the question, how much of your effort in life would be for the vertical line? How much would be for horizontal line? How much of value you spend? You have time, you have money, you have energy. How much of value you spend on your own self, on your psyche, and elevating yourself to go just up? And how much you spend on the things you just lose it in the next few years? That's a good question, and that's a good thing to reflect. That if I spend, for example,
sleeping doesn't include in art. Sleeping falls in a neutral.
yep,
Because you're not physical, but you're not.
true. Sleeping, it's not included. Sleeping, we have to talk about the sleeping. Sleeping is, it's very important. Separate category, but very, very important. Even more important than when we are awake. Sometimes. But imagine just a few examples, right? That's happened in my life a lot, because I was always complaining of everything. Because inside me, I had an old man, 200 years old man, or old woman, just complaining and mumbling all the time. I was just walking and said, why this chair is not straight? Why this should be inside that? Why this mobile is here? I was something in my head. He was just talking all the time, and all the time, everything was problem. Not even things in the house. Everything was wrong with my wife. Everything was wrong with work. Everything was not even this. It was just unlimited. Everything was wrong with the Creator. will create the whole creation. I was saying that even God couldn't create a good creation because good reason. I'm not happy. How God created something like me which I'm not happy? That was a very logical sentence at the time when I was young. Isn't it God created something? And that's, if God is perfect, the creature should be perfect. The human should be perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm always angry. I'm suffering. Then God's creation is not perfect. That was very logical. You're laughing, but isn't it logical still? Okay.
Didn't have the whole picture, but sure.
Okay. Imagine I started my life, my journey to this spirituality like this. And then when I got this lesson inside my heart, then, an exact, just a simple example. Like we were going, my wife went to buy a chair. Then the chair is here and said, wow, that's not even good chair. It's just pressing this like carpet, the legs is not good, and it's just making the hole here. I was just going, and my wife was very happy that she did something good. She went herself, just got the old chair and stuff. It was heavy, and she had totally different states, right? And I was in a negative state. I was going to say something, no, that's not even good chair. And how much did you pay? Wow, you paid a lot. You had to wait for off deals. And then I could ruin her estate. Her estate was that independently she could go to the store, she picked up herself and she came back. Anyway, then I thought, okay, is it me important or my wife's psyche is important, or is it the chair is important, or is it the carpet is important? Which one is important? Okay, simply my psyche is important, yes, but this is like a hell in my head. But at least my wife is not in the hell right now. How should I just make her happy, not make her something negative, change her state? And I said, okay, thank you. That was great. You did it alone. That was just done. And then a day later, that chair was very good anyway. Then I went to shop myself and realized, no, that was a good price too.
Sometimes you go and see him.
Sometimes you have that thought, what you just went through, and then you go yourself and you realize you're looking at all the options and they're all worse than the one you got. And then you realize,
exactly.
Even if I did the same thing, I couldn't have picked up a better chair.
It's always us in that real life is because we're imagining things, but I'll tell you, it's always the state. If you're in a state of love, you don't care for the chair. You don't care for the carpet. You really care for people's welfare, people's health, people's mental happiness, people's joy, right? But when you are in the hell, you just want everyone to be in the hell, dying with you, burning with you, right? Just suffering with you. That's a very funny thing in the world sometimes. I know lots of religions talking about the heaven and hell afterlife. I'm not commenting anything because I haven't seen it and I don't know, probably true, but I'm saying that maybe this is afterlife now. Maybe we have lived before, because right now we are living in heaven and hell right now. Even whatever they're talking about, hell has different regions. We have different regions. Some regions are hungry, some regions are stressed, some regions are war, some regions are angry. It's just whatever they're talking about the hell, I realize it's here. And I believe if someone wants to be happy, should be really here right now, happy with whatever they have and whatever life they have. Anyway.
It's just like zooming out, because you sit there, you're like, It's just like zooming out. For an example, I'm at my house and my dog, not even my dog, I stub my toe in a corner and then I just want to destroy that corner. I want to do anything to punch that corner, headbutt it, anything to break it. And then I zoom out, I'm like, am I going to care about this in however long when I'm on my deathbed? And I probably won't even remember that memory.
Yeah, nice. Okay, that's funny. Just again, reflect on one sentence. How much of your energy, how much of your time, how much of resources you have, even money, you're wasting or spending on the things that really matter or on the things that not matter. It's just a very temporary things. Right? That's a very good question. And that would be your own score for afterlife, going to hell and heaven. I don't think God would sit there and just realize all this, my poor life. He wouldn't be that free to just review my life, right? It's just me. I go there and I see. He said, okay, now, God, I'm going to hell. I said, why? He said, okay, no, I just like to go to hell because I've done this thing. And okay, anyway, let's go. That's a good question to reflect. I'm really, really asking you to just keep that in mind, because we are so fascinated with this world, forms, shapes, stuff on Earth, on this planet. We just totally forgot what was the mission we are here. Just a general mission. It was elevating my soul. It was something that for me, experiencing something, with all this suffering I'm doing here, at least I should gain something. This life is all suffering. Let's get something. Right? I think there is a proverb from Prophet Muhammad says, this word is how should I translate that? This word is like a farm. You plant here, you grow next life. I mean afterlife. It just really, whatever we do here would be part of our psyche. Now,
what did you mean when you said after we die, our soul chooses to go to hell? Does it feel guilty?
I'm just kind of joking about, because sometimes people saying that somebody sitting there after life and just says, okay, what is your religion? Who did you believe? Why you're doing that? Why? Just asking the question, and based on that question and answer, then they decide you go to hell, you go to heaven. That's a religious story, actually. I was saying that they don't need to do it because we know it. Right? It would be too many questions they should have asked. Why did you go to that house? Why you just yelled there? Why you screamed? Why? you just know all of it, right? And now that's the state every second. Remember that. Just always take yourself in the vertical line up and just improve yourself. A prophet or a spiritual person, the only difference between him and everyone else is somebody living like here, maybe just go about it like somebody here. And a spiritual person should be always just a straight line here, or just a straight line like that. Just go better and better and better. When they want to die, they're just happy. We have something like from Imam Ali. It says that when he was going to die, and he got a sword, and then he was hit by sword, and he was going to die, and he said, okay, I'm very happy. And he was very happy that he said, okay, my life is finished, my mission is finished, it was all suffering. Now, if someone hits me by sword, I'm not happy. I'm just all the time swearing to that guy, or just want to kill that guy. Right? Revenge. and all that stuff could come to my mind, I cannot say I'm happy. Right? That's really the level of a elevated person. Elevated person just says, okay, I'm happy. I'm happy that my suffering mission was finished. I got enough money now. I got enough value in my soul. Okay.
Did you say that when you fully just with the microphone? But
So when you're fully conscious, you would be at the top of that vertical line, pretty much.
When you're conscious, yeah, the state. It's still, I would say that it's not possible to be a line like that. Still, everyone has challenge, yeah. But I'm saying that, I mean, that would be the wishful thinking. We just be a straight line there, just like this, enlightened, not happy.
Anything happens, you're just smiling.
Yeah, exactly. Anything happens, you're just smiling. But that wouldn't be the case in this life or any human in this life because everyone has challenge. But remember, the challenges makes you grow, right? Makes your soul grow or makes your soul down there. You can do both.
Challenges are fun in life.
Yeah, challenges are fun for soul. We might suffer, we might don't like it, but it's a part of our mission to just elevate our soul. Okay, just remember always the soul and what you have. Is it you're managing it or is it you own it? Owning and managing are different. You own the virtue you have. If someone is motivated, happy, generous, I don't know, honest. Right? In Farsi, we have a big list of the virtue and all defects in the other side. And there is few hundred things you can get that. Flexibility, for example. Right? You can get enough flexible when your wife is objecting something. And or your husband if your wife. And can you see your wife is different in the last few years? Then
yeah, honestly, she's changed a lot for the better. Yeah, I can say she's become more patient, more considerate, less emotional, or less emotionally fluctuating, and just a lot of positive things I've seen.
okay. Now that values are not physical, right? You're not talking about physical because physically she just got older only. Probably like white hair and I don't know, just going like old. But you're talking about the psyche, and you're happy for your wife that her psyche is improved, right? And the value of any human being is the value of her or his psyche, isn't it? Okay.
What's the difference between mental and psych? What's the difference between mental and psych?
That's a really confusing word because teachers like me is misusing them lots of places. Sometimes, the right word is intellect as calculating mind, just calculation part, emotional. When we're talking about mental, sometimes we meant only the intellect part. Sometimes because the whole internal world is a matter. It's not matter. It's just like a same quality of the mental. We just call it mental world, right? Internal word. The right word is intellect when we're talking about the thinking. Emotional when we're talking about the emotion. Internal word for the whole human being, right? And psyche would be the soul, right? Psyche is the soul. Soul, if soul would be active, then mental world, intellect and emotional should be part of the psyche. But right now, psyche is not active enough, and intellect and emotional are like wild horses, just going there and just do whatever they want. Man's psyche, his soul, is active. Soul start controlling these two, right? Which we call that psyche. Kind of we call it heart too. Heart is there, is in the psyche level. Sorry for confusing. Even in Farsi, we're just misusing these words everywhere. You have to guess whenever I'm telling mental words, which one I meant. Is it intellect or the whole word or the psyche?
So would it be safe to say that, I just forgot. Oh yeah, would it be safe to say that your soul only becomes active when you start learning about spirituality and doing practices?
Absolutely. That is completely correct. If you're just doing the mechanical life, the soul says, okay, I'm not. Yeah, just sleeping there, and it says, okay, just go do your own things. Call me whenever you need me, right? And after a bit, the soul gets rusted. It's not easily waking up because it says anything in your life. See, my hand is 3 weeks now. It's just here, and I'm not using it. It's unbelievably, my muscles here is strong. This muscle is like, so I cannot show you easily here, but it's just loose. 3 weeks. And after 6 weeks, I have to start working a lot to just get back to what, or when I've been there.
Make it catch up.
Yeah, making capacity. Build the muscle, thank you. Thank you. And now, imagine if I'm not using my soul for 10 years, 20 years, and just doing mechanical life, just always fighting with people and just complaining and all this stuff, then waking up the soul is not easy. That's the reason I said, okay, go and breathe, right? And then you remember that even when I told you and helped you, it was not easy to just breathe the whole day and not thinking, not trap into the thinking, right? It is really funny. Now, as you go more, you realize that the soul is asleep. You have a better chance because it started early. Usually, spirituality is not for people less than 25 or 30 years even. I would say like 33, 35 is good age to start spirituality because people in the younger age, they're very fascinated in this world, they're learning. Exceptionally, it's happening, some people they have the active soul. The soul are more active and they started like when they are young. That's really good, actually.
So if the soul is inactive, would the vertical line of life just keep going down? Or?
Yes. Yeah, it's just going down. Because the soul take it up and raise it. Life would be depend on the life. Like, for example, if you're living in Australia, you might not go that deep, but if you live somewhere or get problems or sickness and all the suffering of life, and then you're not working on yourself to make yourself happy and everything, it would be sad. Everything make you upset. Just you go down, down, and down.